Guys, girls, ladies and gentlemen, it's BTC Gambler here. Listen, I hope you're well. Right, this video is if you're interested and want to keep track of where I am. This is a continuation video, so there were two previous videos before this. If you haven't seen them, I highly suggest you go back and watch my last two videos because they lead up to this particular video. So today's date is Wednesday the 1st of May. God, a year's going by quick. All going well, kind of. Yeah, the betting speed has shot up and then it's come back down again, and then it seems to normalise here. So whatever problem that Stake had, they seem to have fixed it at some point, but only for it to kind of come back again. And then it's sort of stuck around at this sort of level, 6,000-7,000 bets per hour. And as you'll know from my previous video, that I increased the start balance on every account from 20 to 40 on the basis that we want to wager a minimum of $1,000 per account. And yeah, so we're on Wednesday today, and we lost the day. So this uptime here is actually correct. I haven't restarted the server ages, so it's 2 days and 16 hours. And as you can see, I've wagered 757,521 TRX on $90,000 at no cost, guys, no cost. And when I look at each count in isolation, I've just got a snapshot of one here. So for the week, I've already wagered 773, which means we are very, very much on target. As suspected, that we're going to reach the $1,000 per account. We should easily make it, to be honest with you. Now you see here the balance is in it's in profit, and I'm going to keep that there because I want to show by the end of the week, come Saturday, when I collect the weekly, you know, what the total profit for this week is. Now it was interesting, and that this came about because there was a problem on Stake and I experienced it firsthand. Yeah, let me just explain what I was trying to do. I had this idea where I want to get every account at Platinum 1. Okay, and the way that I was going to do that is using a combination of Dicebot gambling at 99% win chance, and then trying to offset the losses using blackjack on the live tables using the perfect strategy. And that warrants a separate video in its own right, and I will do a separate video on that. But I had a plan, and when I was doing it, I got to account from nothing right up to I wagered 10,000, and it didn't acknowledge that I'd wagered 10,000. And I raised the ticket with support, and I had to wait a whole day, and eventually got back from a response back from them saying no, there was a technical issue, and they would get back to me. And then, but I did notice from that point onward, if I did play it, it was counting towards my VIP level. So I did wager a further 7,000, and then successfully got it to bronze VIP, but it cost me money. Yeah, and I lost $7,000 wagering towards my VIP level, and I don't know what happened. And I think this is the reason why Stake have sent out a message to everybody saying that there was some technical errors and they're giving away free money. And the bonus code, I put it on Discord. This is the bonus code here. So I had collected it on all accounts, and that's why I've got $433 there. That's not quite true, because one of the things that it did do is, because every account, I set them up so they have 3 TRX in the vault, simply because it seems to take a tiny amount. When you chat tip, it takes 0.00001 of 1 TRX. So that meant if you had a vault of 0, it wasn't registering that was the balance was 1,800. It was shown 1,800 because it's stored in 16 decimal places in the back end, but it got rounded up when you do 8 decimal places. But the pot wasn't green, so I had to tip across 3, which is the minimum you can tip across, which is 3 TRX to every account. It was a bit of a ball ache, but I realised I needed a little bit in the vault. Simply because every time you run a chat tip, there was a very tiny transaction they charged for that. Right, and then whilst doing that, I was able to scroll through the accounts, and the accounts that, like you can see here, like we've got one here that's still at 32x, we're just below it now. And the reason is because, actually I didn't notice, there was two accounts. There's one here, yeah, there's one here, and there's one there. Okay? And the reason they're at none is because these are not at VIP level. So I've been playing them, not realising actually these, I need to get these up. That's going to be my next job, is to get these accounts up to bronze VIP. Stupid me. So that means I couldn't claim the weekly on those. Yeah, there's no point playing this strategy with accounts without a VIP level, because the whole idea is you're not winning, you're not losing, and you're playing for the VIP perks. And if you can't claim the VIP perks, there's no point putting those accounts in here. So I've got a job to do, and it highlighted that to me, and that was very useful. And I did find something like 3 accounts similar, but they did have a VIP level, which meant that my scripts that I have running on this virtual machine here to collect the weekly wasn't including those accounts. So I've now subsequently added them, and thankfully I keep a record of all of the previous ones, and I was able to collect the only ones. The only ones I couldn't collect was the post-monthly, but I was even able to collect the monthly. So I went back and collected those. So I didn't lose out on those, but that was, again, it was about 3 accounts where they were in there, they were wagering, they weren't winning, they weren't losing, but I wasn't collecting the bonuses. So anyway, so I'm sitting there with 432 profit on Wednesday, and I will just leave that there so we can see on Saturday exactly what the total profit for this month is. But bear in mind, some of it is because of some of the stakes cock-ups. And I'm going to fix these 2 accounts that are in the account, and that's going to be my next job. I'm already thinking about, what the future plans for all of this is. And my thinking is right now, to really put it into safe territory, because we're at the mercy, at the speed of the casino. If this casino slows down, there's still a danger that we may not reach that 1,000 wager required per month. So I think to put it into the safe territory, the sensible thing for me to do is to look at increasing the start balance to 60 on each of these accounts. And I've already done the maths behind that. So if I had changed the start balance to 60, I would have to increase the recovery pot from 1,800 to 2,700. And because the secondary recovery pot is always made up of 8 times the initial one, that means that I'd need 62x, and I need to change that to 166, sorry, because I added an account, the one that I wagered up and lost 7,000 wagering. So that means I need 34,260 to take it to the next level. So I think that's got to be my target. So we'll look way short from it. Maybe by the weekend we might be there. But more importantly, as I said before, the single most important thing you can do, the biggest determining factors will be your VIP level in this. And I showed you on the last video where I got 2 up to the next level at basically no cost. When you get 90% or more way to the next VIP level, you can just simply do 99% win chance on dice, knowing that whatever you get back on the bonus upgrade more than covers your cost. There is a way of doing it in combination with live blackjack, and as long as you don't get greedy, all you're looking to do is just cover your losses as best you can. Like I say, I want that as a separate video, but if you can wager an account from nothing to bronze at no cost, there's nothing stopping you taking account to silver, gold and platinum. It would take some time, but I think it would be worth it, and it would also be quite enjoyable because I quite enjoy playing blackjack, live casino blackjack. And I use a strategy from a website called Wizard of Oz, and it's like the perfect strategy. Once you get used to it, you don't need to refer to it all the time, but it's done well good enough, and it makes the house edge as low as possible. That's all I can say. It's all about odds and probabilities. So that will be a separate video. I will bring you back probably Saturday. I'll just leave this churning away here. I think I will post on Discord, when I've reached 1 million TRX wagered for nothing, then, I think that's something to brag about, isn't it? I'll probably post something on Discord about that. Anyway, I'll speak to you on Saturday. I don't want to waffle on. I don't want long videos. And I'll speak to you all again very soon. Okay, guys. So, time for me to deal with these two accounts here. I'm actually shocked they slipped through the net. Yeah, complete waste of time. I've got two accounts that have no VIP level. I'll do this one first. Okay, I'm just going to use DiceBot. I'm going to see whether I could just do this at no cost. That's going to be the plan. To get these to bronze VIP at no cost. So, if we look at this one here, it's at 83.71% of the way to bronze VIP. And if we look at that in the spreadsheet, 83.71 means I've only got just a measly 1,629 to wager. If we look at that, $1,629 in TRX is 13,616. So really, I'm ready to go really. So I've set up DiceBot ready here, and I'm just going to start this. And I'm just going to let this wager through. I've got the account open here and I can see live stats. So I'm keeping an eye out. When that reaches 13,650, I'll bring you back. Right, we're just on this account here, guys. So I'm waiting for them to give me my upgrade. And I've emptied out the vault so we know exactly how much it is. We know we lost 144 TRX, 144.5 TRX. So let's see what they pay out. I'll bring you back. Right, as expected, they paid out the minimum amount, which is basically they paid out $15 plus $3 for recent gameplays. Always the same. Always the same message. So what is that? So this account, it's 150 TRX. And we lost... drum roll, 144. There you go. So we didn't lose anything. So I've got to do the next account now. So I'm going to log out of here and set the next account up and I'll bring you back. Right, I'm all set up to go, guys. So this account here, I put one of the vaults recovery pots in the balance. This is the account here with 75.14% of the way through to the bronze VIP. If we look at the calculator on that, that means we need to wager 2,486. 2,486 in TRX is 20,788. So 20,800. I'm set up ready with DiceBot. So I might as well start that off. So we're looking for 20,800 in the wager amount. And we'll see how much we lose. I'll bring you back. Guys, I'm going to have to pause this because I don't know what's going on at stake. This has been running now for, well, that says 7 hours and 2 minutes. It's just timing on this DiceBot is completely wrong, but way too long. It's unbearably slow, and you can see on Alphaverse. I mean, look what is going on. What the fuck? Obviously, the casino is under heavy attack at the moment. I'm going to pause everything. And I'll update you later. Hopefully this will be resolved. I'll speak to you soon. Right, guys, a quick update. So it seems as we're speaking, literally over the last few minutes, that stake has come back to live. Yeah, I left the DiceBot running and I needed to wager 20,788. I did wager 22,032 in the end, but it cost 238. So I know that's 28 losses. So that's about $28. I know they're not going to pay that amount. So what I did do is I played blackjack, live blackjack. And I have to say it went a bit weird. I only played a couple of hands just to have made a profit of 124 and I've come out of it to cover the difference. Live stats went a bit wonky all of a sudden. I was in loss. And then it just shot right down to like some crazy... This wasn't factually correct. So it was only playing $5 hands, so I don't know how that was possible. But anyway, I sort of won a couple of hands and it seemed to rectify itself. So anyway, I've recouped pretty much half of that. So in conjunction with what I get back, so I've lost 238. I can take 124 off that. But it seems to be taking forever for them to acknowledge that I've wagered over 10,000. So it's still stuck at 99. I did this before, 99.88%. There's a long lag and delay between when stake recognised you've wagered an amount. Anyway, I will wait and I'll bring you back. I'm glad to see stake was back then. That went down to 250,000 bets an hour earlier. The bots are like 1,000, 1,500 bets an hour. Bring you back. Okay, guys, so some time has passed. Stake seems to have sorted it out slightly at the moment. It's got slightly better, but I have paused everything at the moment because I'm just having a look around at these numbers. They are all slightly out. Like here, it's reporting a negative profit, but it's in 40. I'm not quite sure where that is. There may be a few rogue accounts where maybe the rate back is still enabled. I'm not sure, but yeah, I'm going to have to reset all these bots again here. That this shouldn't be the case. What can happen here is that it could end up spending much longer in stage 2, which brings around a much greater risk. Stage 2 is meant to be lose and get one win and straight out. If it's in a situation like this, it could go lose, win, but not win enough, and then carry on stage 2, and that's where it'd be super risky. I need to tightly control these balances, and I'm not sure how or why we get a variance like this. But like even here, like this is 39, and apparently it's in profit. So again, there's something somewhere. I don't know. I need to look at that. But in the meantime, where we got to was 238 in loss, and they did, after a very long wait, pay out. But they paid out slightly more this time. They paid out 12 for the extra gameplay, which I find odd actually. So if I look at the vault, that actually gave me 309, and that turned 39. So just that alone was enough to cover that. Even though I did recover another 112, I think it was, used playing blackjack. So I actually made a profit on that one. That's that. And then whilst going through this, so frustrating, I need to look a lot closer. I found another account that snuck in there that was at none as well. Here, I've got one more account, so I had 3 to do in the end. So really, I've got that ready, and I'm going to kick that off. So let me just check the numbers on that. Bear with me a second. So this is the account in question. It's 64.86% away from bronze. So it requires 3,514 to be wagered, which is 29,325 TOX to be wagered. What I'm going to do, hopefully this will start. No, I had a feeling. Bear with me a sec. Okay, right, I've started that now. It's running a lot better than it was earlier. Well, I'll leave that running. And what I'm going to do is, while that's running, I'm going to tidy all this up. That means I'm going to lose all this data here, where how much is wagered per account. Not that it matters. It won't affect. It's going to show the wager figure, but at the moment I wanted to show 1 million TOX, and I was going to do a post about it. It looks like I'm not going to be able to do that. I need to reset them all. And then when this is done, I'll show you what I then do. Is obviously then have to add them to this little virtual machine that I've got running here, so that when I do collect the weekly, it gets added in there, and I'll show you how I do that at the end. Right, I'll bring you back. I will bring you back. Okay, guys. So I've restarted everything. Yeah, it gives me a chance to restart the server actually, because I put a temporary account in there to test something, and then I took it out again, and so it thinks it's a missing client. So I was reluctant to restart the server to get rid of it because the timing, but because I've had to reset everything anyway, who cares, I suppose. So we'll run in. This one account is wagering still, and I had one account which I've also had to put on pause. It wouldn't put to the vault, so there was a rate limit on the number. It seems it must have tried vaulting too many times for some very odd reason, so I've paused that account for a period of time until I know that the vault works. I'm going to move this to another screen so I can constantly keep an eye on it. I did want to show you something which will save me having to show you later while I'm waiting. So in effect, I've got 3 new accounts. So when I collect my monthly and weekly bonus, what I do is I open up one Chrome window and then have a batch file, and each Chrome, in Chrome, I've got a profile defined for every single account. So what I need to do is create 3 new profiles, and what I found is if you may not know the name of them, but you can directly launch Chrome and specify which profile to open. Profile 1, I couldn't tell you what account that relates to, but I know I've got a total of 168 at the moment, I believe. And you can do 20 at a time. I'm up to 168, so I'll be up to 171 by the time I've finished. Unfortunately, there's some dead accounts in there, so it's impossible to know which one's which, unless I just manually went through and checked every single one and got rid of them. Yeah, if you create a profile and it's not related to Stake, it will have a profile name number associated to it. But when you create the profile, you're going to log on to Stake. You're going to use your username and password and your 2-factor secret, and that information will be cached and stored within that profile. So when I run the weekly reclaim, I can then not only call Chrome, but I can tell it what profile to load and also which URL to load. So when I want to change the bonus code, for example, from week to week, I go to replace and I replace what's there between those quotes there with whatever the new code's going to be, and just click replace all, and then I just double click save it, and then 20 windows will open, and I can do 20 at a time. So I'm going to add those 3 accounts in there now, and I'm going to add them to this. Okay guys, just coming back. So this account here is the one that I've just wagered it up to Silver VIP. So the cost of running it was 289 loss. It got me to silver. However, I did go on blackjack, and you can see the stats here. I won 249, so I've got most of that back yet so far, and I'm waiting for them to pick up. Usually get a notification. Generally have to reset to get this. There we go. Okay, so they gave me 149 TRX, so we more than covered it. So managed again to upgrade completely free, so I should be able to just restart this one. Right, and let's hope we have no more accounts. I have checked them, I can't see any more. Right, I'll keep plodding on guys. I've got so much to do still. I'll keep you posted, and I'll speak to you all again very soon. Okay guys, so I clicked the weekly. It paid out $504. When we add that to the previous amount, that means this week it's made $1,114, and that's at no cost. Just pure wagering, new version Infinity code, dual code. Yep, 99% win chance on dice, then switch into Dragon Tower using an aggressive delayed martingale strategy. Not winning, not losing, just wagering. VIP perks alone, and that is not from any profit from any games. So I'm going to drain this down, and I'm going to withdraw that. I'll be right back. Guys, I'm going to try this later. Stake is just literally so slow. Yeah, it's failing over and over again trying to shift funds. Can't even read the balance. Alright, I'm going to... I'll bring you back later. Okay guys, so a few hours have passed, and I've run a couple of tests here on a few accounts, and it all seems to be working well again on stake again. So whatever happened earlier has rectified itself. So I'm attempt again to drain down. So let me do this and I'll bring you back. Okay guys, girls, ladies and gentlemen, through the beauty of scripting, I have reset everything. Check the odd rogue one here. They all should be in 40 balance, and I've adjusted the send vault script so it only leaves behind 1, don't need 3. The only reason it was 3 is because I had to tip them before, and the minimum tip amount is 3. I've adjusted the send vault scripts to always leave behind 1, so they should all have 1 in the vault. And they should all have a start balance of exactly 40. I've already transferred recovery pot of 1,800 to there, and 8 recovery pots of 14,400 in this account here. So I'm going to transfer this remaining balance back over to my Mr. BTC Gambler. So bear with me. I'm just issuing the command now. Right, it's going to hopefully send that, leave behind 1. That was really bloody quick. Reset that, That should be 1 in the vault, 14 in the balance. Yeah, it's put me negative, which I would expect. So it made, yeah, good money this week. Good money. Good money. And I see no reason to delay anything because I might as well just kick this off again. When I feel confident that's started, I'll reset the timer. Guys, this is what you can do. This is what you can do just by VIP perks alone. Not winning, not losing. This concludes the video really. So I think next time I do another video is when the monthly comes along. I know there's one other very important thing I need you to know is that I've been reliably informed that not taking the rate back increases your monthly. So I did not even collect the rate back on this, so that's still sitting there. Now that's estimated to come out in another 11 days before the monthly, so there's probably going to be one more weekly and a monthly, so that's probably when I'll catch up with you again next, because I've got other videos that I'll be working on. So my plan is to produce a video to make it very easy for you guys to do this and join me on this. And so I've been hell-bent working on that, and that is a lot of work, but I'm going to try and make it as easy as I possibly can. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll speak to you all again very soon.